All right, episode 2 of the Transformational Journey. This episode, it's going to be a lot less of me talking and more of my wellness consultant, Yao, talking. He's going to explain why it's important to have a wellness program, how he developed my program to adapt to my goals and my lifestyle, and overall, what to expect over the next few weeks. And if you're interested in having your own transformational journey and following Peak Vitality Solutions Transformational Roadmap, click the link in the bio to learn more about it and to connect with the team at PVS.
So everything is about sustainability. So when we talk about vitality, it's not longevity. People are like, I want to live long, or I want to run until I'm 90. Well, do you want to feel good at 90 while you run? That's called vitality, right? So vitality is making sure you optimize your genetic potential throughout your life, right? So when we're talking about the nitty-gritty of the programming, that's what you really want to focus on is, does your program hit all those marks? Can you have sustainability? So if you just come into the gym, if you're a super duper athlete, you might get in shape, right? And you might have some nicks and cuts here or there. But if you're the general population, which is most of us, and this is where a lot of frustration comes from, is because I'm going to the gym for 5 months and nothing has happened. Well, you can't expect something to happen if you don't have a plan for that to happen. What is that saying, right? If you don't plan, you plan to fail, right? So you want to make sure you do this when it comes to exercise as well. People just think, oh, I should just exercise. But what they're missing out on Instagram, all right, we're coming for you, is the program. So we're going to show actual program creation, what the journey of a client goes through the program, not just to jump on balls and do all these backflips and close shots of the booty, right? Those are things that will come from doing that. But the program is what we really want to focus on and think about. That's how you improve, because now you can say, I can improve numbers. You want objective measurements to say, I got better, or else you're not going to know. And that's where a lot of the frustration comes. It's like, I worked with the trainer for 6 months. How do you do it? I don't know. I guess I sweat. No, we need to see objective measurements. Do you want to change your body composition? Okay, these are the assessments we have to have in the program, and we have to keep looking back at that to change your program to make sure your money is being spent right, your investment, you're seeing a return on that investment. So that's really what we want to focus on, is making sure you have a return on your investment for exercise. You're going to spend your time exercising, you're going to go to a gym, you're going to pay for a personal trainer, you're going to pay for a specialty gym, you're going to pay for, let me not say any gyms, but you're going to pay for all of these places that cost a lot of money. What is your return on your investment as an individual through your wellness journey? You want to see that you're meeting some type of milestones. Where's your money going? And if you have a program, you can easily see objective measurements of, this is where I started, and have a professional, chart your progress, and have a platform to where it can be accessible to you through a virtual aspect. And that's where the program aspect is going. That's where we are doing here at PVS. And that's what we should really be focused on, is the program. Exercise is great, but if you don't have a direction of where you're going, you're just going to spin in circles, and at the end of the day, it's a lot of money spent and then not really having a perception of results. So Katie is a great athlete. She does marathons, she does climbing. She's obviously going to be at her peak when she's going to climb Mount Everest sometime in April. All right, check the footage, is coming soon. So knowing that she does a lot of endurance, she's on her feet, she does this production, she carries cameras, so she's a superwoman. We are always worried about overtraining, right? Because she's doing a lot. So her program has to be personalized to her busy lifestyle. If we come in here and we're just lifting a whole bunch of weight and hanging off the walls and doing all types of stuff, she might get burnt out. So we want to make sure that she starts off with knowing her body. So the first week or first month of her program is really body weight, a lot of core exercises, making sure she's aware of her body, how crawling patterns, running patterns. She's a runner, so I want to see how she runs. So for the first 4 weeks, it's really been that. We haven't really hit the weights, maybe 1 or 2 sessions. Then going into that second block, we usually go 3 blocks. So that's the first block. That second block, now she has her movement under her. We're going to go into more strength work. So this will be more compound movements. When you're doing endurance exercises like marathons or endurance swimming, triathlons, or even Everest, you have to have muscle, because you're going to be losing a lot of muscle by doing a lot of endurance exercises. So your number one thing is going to be gaining muscle and maintaining that muscle while you do these spurts of fantastic events, but are going to keep your body perpetually running. Muscle is key. Once you lose your muscle, it's going to be very difficult for you to participate in a lot of these endurance exercises. Then that third block, this is where everyone sees on Instagram, where you're using the ropes and pushing the sleds and jumping on boxes and throwing balls. That's going to be the final phase. So that's going to be the peak of her training. So again, we start with knowing your body, mobilizing, making sure she's stretched out, making sure she has her mobilization. That means just taking your body through a squat. Can you lunge? Can you do a push-up properly? Can you run properly? Then we go into that strength work. We're building that foundation of movement, going into strength, and then you get to more power, speed. This is now pushing your body to the limit, right? You think 80s montage Rocky when he's in the woods, those type of training, but you can't just start with that. You got to build a foundation first, get strong, and then get busy. When we start, we have 5 different pillars that we can pick from. So we have our mindset, sleep, nutrition, exercise, and recovery. So the last 2, not the least of importance, are exercise and recovery. But that's the easiest for adherence because most people exercise and most people do some type of stretching and recovery, right? Resting. But those 2 things are the lowest hanging fruit for adherence to the program. So we always want to make sure we're successful at each stage. So if I said I want to focus on sleep and nutrition and all those other pillars, you weren't ready for that just yet because of your busy life and you haven't really participating in training and wellness management. So this is your kind of first go round. So the easiest thing to do is exercise and recovery. Then the next we go into nutrition, right? So nutrition is going to be big. I know what you guys are saying. You don't program nutrition? Oh yeah, we do. That's at a higher level. So that's pillar 3, right? Pillar 4 is recovery. Pillar 5 is exercise because everyone knows exercise. Everyone doesn't recover. So you see how we're kind of picking apart harder. Then the next is going to be pillar 2, which is sleep. And we know the relationship with creatives and sleep and working, and she's online cooking up these videos. She has to be up. So sleep talk is what we're going to talk about. And then mindset. Katie's mind is strong. That's probably going to be the least of my worries, right? But for some people, the mental struggle of actually coming in and working out. She's a exercise fiend. She likes marathons and climbing, so that's never an issue for her. But for the general population, most people don't see exercise as a privilege. They see it as a problem. So we want to change the mindset, seeing it as a privilege. So you do something that you like. Exercise, boom. Recovery, boom. Next pillar, nutrition. I don't want it, boom. Then we go to sleep, then we go to exercise. So that's why we do it in those stages. So when we're talking about the hybrid method, or we're talking about adaptive wellness, so adapting to her schedule, the virtual aspect for her, we're only able to see Katie once a week, right? Now we know we need more contact points to make sure this program is adhered to. So we have consultations and assessments. Like I told you, every 4 weeks we'll have a movement assessment, but the consultations come as needed. If she's going on a trip, or she has really hard work this day, or she's really deep into doing something with her media production company, we would have to say, all right, we're gonna have a consultation. We're gonna start talking about nutrition now. You're not gonna be exercising that much because with your lifestyle, you're going into kind of go mode. We're going to start talking about nutrition more, or we'll go into recovery. All right, don't worry about the exercise too much for right now. Let's go on the RHM program, which is our online program that we have our clients subscribe to, that have about 100 plus videos that you would do virtually. So it's not necessary or compulsory to see you in person all the time, because everyone's life is not, I'm in New York City at the spot that we're at all the time. So that hybrid access would be something that you would like, but for sure for Katie's lifestyle, she needed that hybrid aspect. So you don't just need in-person coaching, you need that virtual coaching, in-person coaching, consultation, checking milestones, talking about your program adherence, and we go from there. So what we're doing is, once we're getting out of that first phase, I'm looking for another movement assessment. So I want to see, has your running pattern gotten better? Has your coordination pattern gotten better? So you've seen, Katie, we've been doing a lot more, not want to say intense, but more balanced movement to core work. So I'm kind of testing you out without saying test, and then we're going to test you out with your movement capabilities. Then I know, okay, you're ready to get to this next stage. So you want to have milestones. So at the end of the 4 weeks, you have one assessment milestone. At the end of the next 4-week block, which would be 8 weeks, you have another one. And at the end of that, that's your 3-month window. So now we should be able to see your goal, your intended goal. Have we dropped body fat? Have we gotten better at a running position? Are you less injured? So that's where we want to have those kind of 3 milestones in a 3-month block. 4 week, 4 week, 4 week. Another thing, so if we're talking about the block and how do we know to progress, or where are we going from that? We have movement assessments, but we also have measurement assessments, right? So as far as body composition assessments, in the first 4 weeks, we're not really looking to that because you're not going to see that much of a change when you're focusing on moving better. So we're looking at movement assessment. On the next 4 weeks, we're going to be taking measurements, right? Because we want to see, all right, how much muscle capacity have we gained in our thighs or in our hamstrings, our calf, and our muscles. It's not all about just the aesthetic look. It's about, are we developing muscles? We're doing a shoulder measurement. Has your shoulders now developed more musculature? So we always want to be thinking about that. And in the last phase, you put it all together. So you should have your aesthetics and you should have your movement test, and then you should see, okay, I'm ready for the next cycle. You would cycle through the whole thing as a better athlete, and that's what we talk about, that inner athlete, outer athlete, and that complete athlete. So you're in the inner athlete phase. The outer athlete phase, now you have the look, right? We just need to clean up some things, and the complete athlete is you have the look and you have that feel of wanting to be the best you can be. Basically, when we're talking about programming, and that's what we're talking about, creation of the program, is you want to make sure you have a program that you can adhere to, and you can see, that you want to look at. So that's the real thing, is connecting all of those pieces together through our digital platform. So the digital aspect is really, really high on our list, and making sure someone is consulted so they know how to go through the program. There's so many times where someone gives them a program, or you say, okay, do these exercises at home, but they don't have someone go through the actual program for them. And that's why the digital aspect is really key for what we do here at PVS. So having that aspect of someone managing your program and creating your program is really the key, because you can have someone not make the program and manage what you give them. Was it really for you? Or you can have someone give you a program and not manage it, and then you don't do it anymore, or you do it incorrectly and you don't get the intended results that the program was there for. So just keep that in mind when we're going through this process, and when you're going through the process, Katie, is in the program we trust. So we always want to make sure that the program and the process is what we focus on. That's it.